What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD mode interview. Every single week we interview top entrepreneurs and just straight up top badasses out there dominating their space, choosing to not live a life of mediocrity, but instead to go out there and create epic, amazing, big lives for themselves and for their families. So today, you guys, got a repeat guest on, one of my really good friends, uber successful real estate agent, one of the top luxury agents on the planet, also best-selling author, speaker, overall amazing badass, Albert Garibaldi. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Joshua. You're so great. I love it. I'm so excited to have this opportunity again to be on the show. So thank you again.
Yeah, man. It's always a lot of fun, man. You're one of these guys, I mean, I don't know if I've really met anybody that ever really like you with the energy and the passion that you bring, and it's just, it's contagious, right? So I always love rapping and rolling with you and masterminding. And so recently we were just on stage together out here in Scottsdale, and dude, you delivered just this amazing speech, which I'll have a link for you guys to go watch it. He's up there for an hour, and I mean, the speech was, I mean, it'll make you laugh, it'll motivate you, inspire you, probably make you even cry a little bit. It's an epic, amazing speech. I know since then, though, a book deal's happened, man. So you signed a book deal, and so first off, congrats, man, and let's talk about that. What's up with the book?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Josh. Again, I want to thank you and GSD Mode to even allow me to be on that stage to speak to your wonderful folks that follow you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%, my friend. It was an awesome time.
So I'm super excited. It's amazing. What you manifest and what you throw out in the universe actually becomes your reality. It's really crazy. And so I signed a deal with a publisher. So my book's coming out. Passion Punch to Success. So I'm basically going to share my story and talk about what passion has done for me in my career. I finally found my passion on the journey. So I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to share it in the book. And it should be out probably January, February next year.
Yep.
I'm really excited about it.
Is it going to be real estate specific, or is it just really anybody that's trying to create success in every avenue of life?
I think it's going to be that. It's going to definitely be that. It's going to have a little bit of real estate in it, and which I'm super excited. I'm going to take it all the way back as a young child and where I'm at today. I'm 48 years old, and so I'm just going to share my story, and hopefully it'll inspire a lot of people to go out there and crush it.
Yeah.
Very excited about it.
It will, for sure. Like I said, those that you haven't, if you haven't seen Albert's speech, we'll have a link below where you can see it. And I discovered, I mean, I've known you for a long time, but I didn't know some of those things that, things that you talked about on stage with your learning disability and having to take the test, many, many times, because people will just see, dude, like where you're at today. And, it's tough. I mean, most people, maybe somebody's struggling and they see, the Albert today making, millions. It's like they would never probably guess that you had those obstacles and objections and things that you've had to overcome.
Yeah, it's still true, and quite frankly, I've been hiding it from everybody. So for me to disclose that I get a little bit nervous about it, but I'm excited about doing it because I really want to inspire and motivate people. So it's been a good thing. It's been great. So thank you.
Yeah. It's just proof, man. If you got the right focus and you got the right work ethic, and anything's possible, right?
Exactly. So thank you so much. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, bro. So and of course, once the book launches, I'm sure we'll have you on again, and we'll be able to talk about the book and get a place for you guys to go get the book and download the book and all that fun stuff. So we had you on the show a while ago, about a year or so ago, and at that time your market was in a pretty extreme seller's market, but I know there's been some transitions and it's starting to soften. I know it's still pretty extreme, but it's starting to soften. Can kind of walk us through, because one thing I really love about you is you've always been able to roll and transition and adapt with the markets, right? You're a successful traditional agent, market crashes, you become a successful REO agent, that recovers, now you're back to being a successful luxury agent. So let's talk about what's going on in your market and what are you doing to adapt, because you're one of these guys that just is so good at it.
Yeah, so thank you. So basically my market is, throughout Silicon Valley. I live about 40 miles outside of San Francisco. So the market overall is pretty good. It's still well balanced. We still have low inventory. Money's still cheap. Rates are still low. We still have a lot of demand, but we had this election that just happened. So a lot of buyers have pulled back a little bit to kind of see what's going on. So things definitely have softened a lot, especially in the luxury market, over $5 million and above in our market. Things between $1 million and $1.3 million are still moving pretty good. definitely things under $1 million are moving pretty good still as well. So days on market, are still fairly low. We still have low inventory, so it's still good. It's a great, healthy market for sellers at this point.
Yep. Yeah. You look at what was happening in your guys' marketplace. I mean, it's you list a house for $3 million, you got 30 offers, and you sell for 5. It's like that can only sustain for so long, right?
Exactly. So right now, quite frankly, I'm really focused on, again, building relationships in my database of folks that do very well, going after the luxury market, just by simply using a telephone, calling a lot of people that I know, asking them who do they respect, who do they admire, and can I talk with them? And so I'm just networking, building relationships in the high wealth area. But quite frankly, when I got into the luxury market, I really had to step back and say, okay, if I'm going to get into this luxury market, it's a process, and I hit it about 3.5 years ago. So the question was, am I a luxury?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Am I luxury? Because it starts with you first. So what kind of car are you driving? I didn't make this rule up. It is what it is. It's in the luxury market, it's an image business. It's an image. So what kind of car am I driving? How do I dress? What am I reading? Where am I going out to dinner? What hotels am I staying? So that started with me. Am I living that luxury feeling life? You follow me?
Yep.
And so you basically maybe have to fake it till you make it kind of thing. But I'm out there really living that luxury life so I can attract more luxury clients into my life. If that makes any sense. So you have to start with that. Basically 3.5 years ago, I worked out a lot. I weighed about, 210, 212. Now I'm at a 189. I really want to look that role, so I work out at least 6 days a week. I feel good. I feel healthy. I got a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and all that great stuff. So I really slimmed down a lot for the role as well. I really, 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 really want it. So that's kind of where I'm working on right now. But again, quite frankly, I'll work with anybody that's motivated. There's two things that sell in real estate. Joshua, it's price and motivation. So if it's a $200,000 or $100,000 condo to $5 million listing, seller, I'm going to work. It doesn't matter. As long as they're motivated, I'm going to help. I look at the big picture. So the $100,000 or $200,000 condo person, I'm looking at the big picture, give them superior service, and then I can connect into their network, all their friends and family, and then that could turn into a $5 or $6 or $7 or $2 million opportunity. Does that make sense? Through their referrals.
Yep.
So I'm always looking at the big picture. So as long as they're motivated, I'll work with them. And I'm very good at qualifying, so I can save time, make sure they're someone I want to spend time with, because the reality of it is, I've been married 22 years. I have 3 beautiful kids. They mean the world to me. So I got to make sure who I'm spending time with, they're going to take from my kids and my family. So I got to make sure I have a lot of high standards when it comes to when I qualify them, make sure they're the right person for me.
Yep, I love that, man. So when it comes to your prospecting, because I know you're one of these guys that is religious about it. You're extremely diligent every single day, non-negotiable. You started off calling and pounding expireds, and then you transition more to now just going really deep with the relationships that you have. Kind of walk us through that, like the importance of consistency and what you're really working in that time.
Yeah, so it's very, very important to have a consistent schedule. And my schedule, really, I'm super consistent Monday through Friday from about 5:30 in the morning till 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm super consistent in that window. So I'm up early in the morning. I reflect, I plan, I take action. I got a lot of that from you. I was doing that now. You really made it very clear what I was doing every morning. So I do that every morning. Takes me about 15, 20 minutes. I'm having a cup of coffee, and I'm out the door to my personal trainer. I'm hitting my personal trainer for 1 hour. I come home, I take my kids to school. I have a 11-year-old, 9-year-old. They're gone to school, 8:15. I'm back here at home, in my home office, and I prospect for an hour, 2 hours, basically. Just talking to people, loving them up. If I can have good, within 2 hours, if I can have 6 really good conversations, that's huge. And then from there, I'm pretty much done. I manage my escrows. I have a great team behind me that works all my escrows. So I kind of plan with them around 12 or 1 o'clock, check in with them, see how everything's going with the escrows. And I'm pretty much done, Joshua. But that morning regimen makes my afternoons sometimes and evenings busy, because through the prospecting of those 2 hours, I'm getting appointments. So now I'm going on appointments either in the afternoon or in the evenings. And I build those appointments around my family, because my wife wants to be home for dinner 4 days a week. And I do my best to be home with them to have dinner. It's very difficult, but I make it happen because I really want it. I really want that, so I make it happen. So for my wife and I have dinner at 5:30 with our kids. I'll structure my appointment at 7:30 after dinner, or I'll try to do it before. Sometimes I have to make exceptions and go, but most of the time I really stick with the schedule to make sure my health is first, my family and my friends are second, and my business is last. That's just how I run my life.
Yep.
It's very important.
Love it, man. Love it. So, one of the things that's also really cool about you is you've been very successful, even in probably one of the most extreme seller markets that, I don't know, maybe we've ever seen. And you've been extremely successful with buyers still, right? Getting buyers under contract, get multiple bid situations. Walk us through how you do that, because so many people struggle so heavily.
Yeah. So great question. So, in our market, it's very tough. When you have a buyer, when you want to present an offer, there's 3 to 10 offers, 20 offers on some of these properties, bottom line. And so basically what you need to do is, I just went through this just the other day. This buyer was referred to me. I sat down with them and he gave him a buyer's presentation. And my buyer's presentation, Josh, was fairly simple. I really don't have anything to hand out. It's really just me with a notepad and a pencil and just taking notes, asking great questions, be a great listener and taking some notes. So the 4 things I cover before I meet with and show any property to any buyer, there's 4 things that I do. And I'll do this either in my house, because I have an office in my house, in my office, or most of the time, I would say 80% of the time, I'm at Starbucks, Pete's Coffee, some type of coffee shop somewhere where I'm meeting them close to their work or halfway from where I'm at and where they're at. So I meet with them and I have a sit-down conversation with them. And there's 4 things I cover. Number 1, I'm building rapport, asking them some questions. Tell me a little bit about you and get to know them a little bit and figure out, what their motivation is. And then the second thing I cover is, and I ask the question, do you even know what my value is to you as your realtor? It's kind of it's a powerful question, because a lot of these new first-time buyers, and a lot of buyers don't really know what your value is. And so I hit that head on, and I explain to them what my value is. And quite frankly, my value is negotiation skills and contract law and disclosure law. Once we get into escrow, how, what's normal, what's not, what's red flag, what's not. So just managing escrow is my value. Obviously, getting them into contract and out-compete is my value. Showing your property, finding your property is basically fairly easy. I mean, today the buyers have the tools in front of them. They have Zillow, they have Homes.com, they have Movado and Realtor.com. They'll find the properties first. Sometimes they're just not updated in real time. But I explain to them, most likely they'll find the property. The reason why they want to bring me in is because I'm a great negotiator. Once I identify the property, I'll structure the offer so it gets accepted and I'll compete. So I'll explain what my value is, and then I'm going to explain, hey, do you know what's going on in the market? It's important for them to get educated in the marketplace, because the buyers that are buying property, they're educated buyers. They made a couple offers, they failed, they didn't get it, now they're motivated, and they're going to pay top dollar for property because they missed out on 2 or 3 properties. So it's my job to get them educated as fast as I can. Okay? And then the 4th thing I do is, and this is how I cross I have a toolbox of people in my professionals in my toolbox that I cross-sell. And one of them are lenders. I have contractors, escrow officers, tax accountants, financial advisors, but somebody in my toolbox, and there's 4 of them, quite frankly, they're all lenders. 4 lenders that I support. So I sit there and I say, hey, great guys, so tell me what kind of financing are you taking advantage of when we go out and buy a home? They say, well, I'm going to do 20% down. I say, perfect. Who are you using? Have you talked to somebody? They'll say, yes. We talked to my wife's sister. Okay, great, wife's sister. You know what? Why don't we do this? Let me call her and let me qualify her to make sure she's the right person for the job, because quite frankly, when we write the offer, a lot of it's going to fall on her to perform. And quite frankly, if I'm going to stick my neck out, because I will, I got to feel comfortable, confident she'll come and back me up. So that being said, is there a way I can give her a call? And at the same time, it's always good to shop another lender just to make sure things are competitive. So is it okay if you could talk to one of my lenders? Because I know how they can perform, and I can refer them to you. Is that okay? So a lot of times they work with my lender. So I refer them to my lender. The lender gets the opportunity to work with them. And at the same time, now the lender is now obligated to send me a referral. You follow me?
Yep.
And I hold them accountable to this. They'll get a call from me every week. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I want a referral right away or they're fired. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's what I do in my buyer's presentation. I take really good notes. And then they're gone. I put them on our system, which is in real time. I'll send them on our email drip system in the criteria they're looking for. Now, I will not put them on the drip system until we are comfortable with the price range. So if they say, you know what, I'm comfortable with 800, but try me at $1.2 million, I'm not going to put them in the $1.2 million until I know they're very comfortable and they are comfortable with that payment and they can afford that. So before I put them in my toolkit of the email drip system, I want to make sure the lender tells me this is where they're at, this is their ceiling, this is their comfort zone, and then I'll put them in that criteria. And then I'll start emailing them property in their city, their bedroom's best, in their criteria. Now they're on their way. Now they call me, say, Albert, there's 2 homes that we want to see. I say, perfect. I'll look on the computer. They're open this weekend. Offers are due not till Wednesday next week. So why don't you do this? Why don't you go ahead and take a look at them this weekend? A lot of times, Joshua, I don't even show them property because I do such a great job in my buyer's presentation, what my value is, and it's the negotiations, contract law, out-compete and get them accepted. So they went out this last weekend and found a home they loved. Absolutely loved it. I said, perfect. Now, they weren't looking at offers until Wednesday, okay? Now, I'm not going to wait till Wednesday, so what I told them was, perfect, let me do some research, let me put together a case for you, and I'll get back with you, and I'll come up with the perfect strategy. So so we're done, so now I call the listing agent. That's step number 1. You want to out-compete, you better have some dialogue with the listing agent or their assistant or whoever is there in the office. Try to talk with them. If you can get the listing agent on the phone, that's your best bet. So basically what I do is I call the listing agent. Hey, it's Albert Garibaldi, Terra Real Estate. How are you? And the listing agent will say, I'm great. Hey, congratulations on your listing. Number 1 is most realtors don't congratulate each other. Why am I congratulating them? Because I want them to start liking me, okay? So I can get some information for them. I want to charm them up. I want to make them feel good. Hey, man, wow, Joshua, I see your signs everywhere. You're awesome. You're such a stud. It's a true honor to potentially do a transaction with you because so many real estate agents, just don't know their business very well, and it's excited to see you there that I can potentially do a contract with. And now you're excited. I pumped you up. I said, hey, Joshua, so perfect. So I know you have a listing at $899, $950. Please tell me how many offers do you have? And now, Joshua, you're going to say what? You're going to say you have 4 offers. I'll say, perfect. That's awesome. So tell me, Joshua, tell me one of them are yours. Why is that important? Because I need to know if you're double-ending it, right? Because if you've got a buyer, you're writing a contract, you're seeing the whole thing go down. You know exactly what to do a lot of times. So you're playing blackjack and know the dealer's hand, if that makes any sense, right? So I need to know if you're writing an offer, and I'm your big fan. You bet. Oh, Joshua, are you writing an offer? Is this cool or what? Are you writing? You'll say no. Oh, wow, Joshua. So I'm always on their side. I say, great. Hey, is there anybody from your office writing an offer? And you're going to say no. Why is that an important question? If they say yes, it's because there could be favoritism, right? My business at Antero, I can't tell you in my career, I would get 5 offers, and one of them was Antero. I'm calling that Antero agent up and say, what are you doing? You're in last place. You even want this house? I'm trying to support my company. Say, hey, listen, you're in last place. Let me help you, blah, blah, blah. That's just the way I run my business. So I need to know if the other agent are doing that, in their office, blah, blah, blah. If they're not doubling it and nobody is in their office or favoritism, there's a good chance Joshua I will get this deal. Okay? So now I'm going to ask you, say, great, Joshua, this is awesome. So out of the 4 offers you have in hand, how many of them, let me ask you this, how many of them are cash? You need to know if you're dealing with cash. And you'll say, well, there's nothing with cash. Okay, perfect. I know you listed at $899, $950. Out of the 4 offers you have, Joshua, I think I could convince my client to write at $925, $950. How do I look? Now, you'll tell me how I look as long as you're not double-ending it and there's no favoritism. So you'll tell me, wow, you don't look that good. You know what, Joshua, that's kind of what I thought. You know what, this is ridiculous. I think I can convince him at $950. How do I look? Now, you'll say something like, wow, you look pretty good. Okay, great. That's awesome. So out of the 4 offers that you have in hand, did any one of them present to you? Why is that important? Because now there could be an emotional attachment to the agent. You follow me? So if somebody has presented that offer in person to the agent or to the sellers, you got to make sure you present, okay? If nobody's presented, I'm still going to try to present. I'm going to show up in my suit. I'm going to be professional. There's a couple things that I do when I present. And when I present, 99% of the time I'll get it. Because when I go in and present Joshua, I'm coming in and say, Joshua, nice to meet you, man. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you have hired the best agent in the industry because this guy is amazing. Do you see what I just did?
Yep.
I just threw you a bone to tell them how great you are to hire you. And Josh was like, wow, Josh, you know, in his mind, he's saying, wow, I love this guy, right? So if I present, I'm going to get it. So a lot of times agents just don't want us to present because they're busy. They just want the offer sent. So, but it's a good chance you should try to do it. And then I'm going to figure out exactly what they're looking for on the contract. Tell me more about what you're looking for. Well, Albert, we're looking for a 60-day rent back. Okay, 60-day rent back. Washer and dry refrigerator must stay. We don't want to bring it. The chandelier in the dining room has to go. It's not going to stay. So just write that out of the contract. Great. Do you have any inspections? She says, yes. We have proper termite roof. Perfect. Those are all online. We would like those acknowledged before you submit the offer. No problem. And so I'm asking good questions about title and escrow. Where's title at and all this good stuff. So I'm being a very good listener. So when I write the offer, it's going to be exactly what that listing agent's looking for. Okay, you follow me? So if agents aren't calling up and having this kind of dialogue and they're writing offers in the dark and just submitting them, in my market, you're just not going to get the deal. It's too competitive. There's too many smart agents doing what I'm doing, asking good questions. Okay, so that's kind of what I do. There's a lot of things that I do behind the scenes. I'll look at the comparables. If one home is sold in the neighborhood, it's pending for $879, I'm going to call that agent. Hey, how many offers did you get? 10. So now I know there's 9 homeless people that didn't get that home, and that means those 9 educated buyers that are going to come to this property that are now really educated, they really are probably going to pay top dollar. So it's realistic that he's going to get multiple offers and probably get over the asking price. So I do a little due diligence in the neighborhood. But in this specific case that I just put in the contract, this agent said, Albert, we have no offers in hand. Offers are due Thursday. Now, as a realtor, you could do this. That's perfect. Thank you so much. I'll call you on Wednesday or Thursday, right? Hang up. My point to agents out there, don't buy into that. What you need to do is say, perfect, Joshua, why don't we do this? If I can knock your socks off and get your seller exactly what they want right now, would your seller consider a preemptive offer before Thursday? If I can knock your socks off and get you exactly what you want. You know what this agent said? Well, what do you mean by knock your socks off? What do you mean? I go, what exactly do you want? Well, Albert, we're listed at $899. Okay. What do you need? Well, we like a rent back. We'd like to have it for free. Free rent back. Perfect. You listed at $899. If I can convince my buyer to knock your socks off, maybe come in at $950 with a 60-day free rent back, no contingencies, close in 30 days, would you consider it? She says, you know what? Let me call you back. She calls the seller. The seller says, yeah, we would consider it. She calls me back. I haven't called my buyer yet because this is during my investigation process. She says, yes, we would really consider that. I hang up, right? I say, perfect, I'll get right back with you. So now I guess what I'm doing now. Now I know exactly what I need to do. I'm going to call my buyer and say, hey guys, I got great news. Fired up with a lot of energy and passion, right? They're going to say, yeah, what's the great news? The great news is offers are due on Thursday, but I'm going to outsmart everybody because agents are going to wait till Thursday, but not us. I convinced them to look at our offer. And they're going to go, well, how did you do that, right? I'm going to say, we have to knock their socks off. He's going to say, what does that mean? We're going to have to come in strong and give them what they want. Okay, well, what do they want? I said, this is exactly what they're looking for, and if we can write this up, we'll get it right now, and I'm going to give them until 10 o'clock tonight to respond. He said, what is it? I said, we need to come in $50,000 over asking price, 60-day free rent back, no contingencies. Now remember, my buyer will go with it because I've educated them, got them educated about the market. They're motivated, and they love the property. So everything is working perfectly. You follow me? They'll say, wow, well, what about we wait till Thursday? Well, let me tell you something. The house down the street, very similar, had 10 offers. 9 of them are homeless. They're coming over here. So they're coming, okay? So with that being said, we need to outsmart the market. So basically, Joshua, what I did was they bought into it with my passion and enthusiasm. I went over the comparables. We voted for $950, as is, 60-day free rent back, submitted it, gave them 6 hours to respond. They responded, and we're in contract. Meanwhile, 6-7 other agents are asleep. You follow me?
Yep.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a 2.5 or 3% commission. I've earned that because I've outsmarted the market. That's a lot of money. So that's kind of what I'm doing. My message to your team is basically have dialogue with the agent before you write the offer and make them feel good and position. So that's basically what I'm doing, Joshua, in the marketplace.
Yeah, I get asked all the time, like, hey, Josh, what's the best course or the best book to read to become this, like, brilliant real estate contract negotiator? And I'm like, well, we're not selling Rolex watches or whatever. I mean, it really becomes more of just going deep in those relationships, getting the intel, going deep in the relationships and education. I mean, and it sounds like that's what you're doing. I mean, do you agree with that, or is there...
I do. This gentleman wouldn't have followed my lead. The reason why he did is because I earned the likability and trust factor with him. He trusted me. You follow me? So that's where it starts. You have to earn people's trust. And that's why when I go investigate, I'm going to give him facts. So when I tell him to go home, I'll come up with a strategy. I'll get right back with you. I'm calling the listing agent. I'm looking at comparables. I'm coming up with a case. And then when I come back with my case, they're blown away. They're like, man, whatever, Albert, I get it. You write it up. So they're taking my lead. I've earned that. You follow me?
Yep.
So if you're going back to your desk and not having a dialogue with anybody, and your buyer's telling you what to write, I don't care how well you know how to write the contract. They're dictating what to write, and you're not going to get it. I'm telling my clients what to write. That's the difference. You follow me? I'm coaching them. They're not coaching me. Unfortunately, a lot of agents that are out in the marketplace don't have the skills to get listings, so they work with buyers. You follow me? So those buyers are not, those agents are working with buyers, and they're being controlled by their buyer. I am in complete control. And the way I get in complete control is I'm excited, I have passion, I get facts done, I go do my investigation, I come back and I deliver it with love. And it's hard to say, wow. It's hard to disagree with me because I have facts. And that takes typically about 30 to 45 minutes to gather that data so I know exactly what we need to do when we write the offer. So yeah, for me, when I started this business, that was one thing I struggled with. I was intimidated. I have learning disabilities, struggled through school. And then now there's disclosures and purchase contract with all these big words. I'm like, what? So I'm like, what does that mean? I don't even know I'm still working on trying to figure it all out. So just don't get caught up in the paperwork. What you need to get caught up with is build a relationship, get people to like you, get people to trust you, because when you have that, it doesn't matter. Everything falls into place. It really does.
Now, how important do you think it is to really intimately know your market on a hyper-local level? Because it sounds to me like you literally know exactly what's going on in your marketplace. And I see a lot of agents not really doing their due diligence. If you ask them, well, how many months of inventory in the marketplace, or what's your average sales price, or average days in the market, they're kind of clueless with that. How important do you figure that, or feel that factors into your success?
I think it's important. It's important, especially for sellers too. So, when I go on a listing presentation, I just don't start with the direct neighborhood. I'll ask them, because I've learned to ask this, because a lot of them don't care about the overall market. They just care specifically what's happening in their neighborhood, right? So I'll ask, hey, is it okay if I start back in the county first, and then we can narrow into your neighborhood? Honest to God, Joshua, they say, no, I really don't give a shit about what's going on in the county. What's going on right here on my street? I'm blown away. I'm like, whoa, yeah, okay, let's get right into your street. So I need to ask that question, but I would say 80% of the time they're like, yeah, give it to me, pal. And so I'll just give them facts. Hey, in your county, there's blah, blah, blah homes on the market. And then your city, it's important. This is so easy to get. I went on a listing presentation. Where was this? I think it was in Fremont. So I just ran a search. How many homes are active in Fremont to this date? How many homes are pending to this date? And actually, how many homes have sold from January till today in Fremont? So I know those by the back of I memorize it, right? It's important for you to demonstrate that, especially if you don't advertise or brand. See, in my business, I've never spent a dime in advertising. All my business is done by the phones. I just closed a home 40 miles from my house. I closed a home 30 miles from my house. I just closed a home 4 miles from my house. I don't advertise 50 miles from my house, and I got a home in Eskimo 50 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? How did I get that? By getting my sellers to understand I know the county, I know the city, what's going on in your city, and I know what's going on in your neighborhood. So they never asked me, hey, how many homes sold in my area? You follow me? So I naturally had to learn that to blow them away, like, holy crap, not only does this guy knows my street, he knows what's going on in the city and in my county. You follow me? Does that make sense? So I'm trying to avoid, hey, Albert, how many homes have you sold in our neighborhood? You see what I'm saying? I want them to feel stupid asking that question. You follow me? I had to learn this because my phones all my business is done by the phones. So does that make sense? Yep. And then I have to learn the schools. And the schools are so easy. So when I went on my listing in Fremont, hey, by the way, you're going to ABC Elementary School, you're going, GFG Middle School, and XYZ High School. Those high schools, that middle school, and that elementary school is amazing. Did you know the scores are blank, 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 blank? And that information is so easy to get, and it's giving them confidence that you know the area. You follow me? Because one of the biggest objections I get, because I'm a phone prospector and haven't gotten the deal, was I haven't sold a home in their neighborhood. Yep. Now I got them, because now I get the neighborhood. I know what's going on outside your neighborhood, and I know what's going on with the schools. You follow me? I don't know if that has answered your question or not, but again, I had to learn this because I don't advertise and it's all phone work.
Yep, I love it, man. So let's talk about the flip side on the listing side, because so in an extreme seller's market, it's extremely competitive for the buyers out there, yeah. And man, it can be a dog eat dog to get a listing. And I know just with being buddies with you, man, I know that you've been up against 20 agents and
yes.
and went up there and won on luxury, because it's a whole different game in luxury. Like, you really have to be able to present yourself in a different fashion compared to maybe a $200,000 house.
Yeah.
So how do you go out there when it's that hyper competitive? Because how do you differentiate yourself, man? You're going against 20 other rock star agents. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah. So, well, first of all, it starts by the phone call. It starts before you arrive. So you can already separate yourself from the competition by simply qualifying them. So I'll set the appointment for tomorrow at 7. Before I arrive tomorrow at 7, I have a few more questions. Is that okay? Then they'll say yes. And then I go right through my qualifying script. Tell me where you're moving to. How soon do you have to do this? What price do you want to list for realistically? Are you planning to interview more than one agent for the job you're selling your home? Have you considered selling it yourself? What qualities and characteristics are you looking for an agent you choose? Do you have any questions before I arrive? You follow me? You see what I'm doing? I'm acting like a doctor before I arrive. By me asking these questions, I'm already separating myself as a professional. That's step number 1. And in the process of me qualifying, Joshua, one of the questions I love is, do you have any questions before I arrive? And guess what he's or she's going to say? Well, I do. What is your commission? Now, that is not the time or place by phone to answer that question. So what you need to do is acknowledge it, repeat it, and a level shift off of it. That will work most of the time. Great, Joshua. That's a great concern. What is the commission? I'm assuming, Joshua, you're asking that question because you want to make sure you net the most money at the end of the day, right? And that's why people hire me, because I do get them the most money. But besides the commission, do you have other concerns? Do you see what I just did? You're going to love me because I repeated what you're looking for because you want to get the most money, and now you're going to leave the commission thing alone. But for me, I know I have a commission guy that I need to make sure I'm making sure that I'm up to speed when I show up, because one of the concerns is commission. And another thing you might say is, hey, listen, I want to make sure we sell our home, and I don't want to be on the market, because a lot of the high-end, Joshua doesn't want to be on the market. They don't want to be on the multiple listing. A lot of them want to sell outside of the market, or, there's many different ways they want to get their home sold, and it's not an MLS. So I need to know if that's the kind of seller I'm working with, so I can come up with my marketing plan when I show up, because that marketing plan might be a little bit different than going on the MLS and all this other stuff. So he might say, hey, what are you going to do to market the home because I want to get the most money? That's not a time for me to answer that question. I need to be in person. Great. So you're basically saying, hey, how am I going to get your home sold for the top dollar and sold very fast, right? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. So besides commission, what I'm going to do to market the home, what other concerns do you have? You see what I just did? So yeah, qualifying is so important. And at the same time, you can figure out what the objections are before you arrive. Is that cool or what?
Yep.
Agents aren't doing this. You need to do it. And you need to do it with your friends, your family members, sign calls, expires for sale by owners. Everybody, do not qualify and show up. And that's one reason, I got 3 kids. My kids don't think I have a job. It's because it's right there. I'm qualifying to figure out What I'm really qualifying for is, are they realistic? Are they motivated? Does that make sense? And I have to make a decision, do I go on this appointment or not? Now, if it's somebody that's been referred to me, and if they're not motivated, I'm still going. But if it's a sign call or somebody called me from the neighborhood, I don't know them, I need to come up with a little bit more higher standards, okay, to make sure that my time is being well spent. Because the reality of it is, you got to put together a CMA, and if you want to do it right, you got to be in the neighborhood at least 30 minutes early to get an understanding of the lay of the land, right? Drive by some comparables, get an understanding where the park is, where the school is. So when you go in, you sound intelligent, you know what things are doing in the neighborhood. Does that make sense? So if I'm going to invest 2 hours before the appointment, I got to have a little bit high standards to make sure these people are what? Motivated. And I need to know, are they interviewing more than one agent for the job and send when they're home? They're going to say yes. I'm going to say, perfect. That's awesome. Now I know I'm meeting you tomorrow at 7. What time are you meeting the other 2 agents? And they'll say, I'm meeting one agent at 3. Perfect. What about the second agent? The second agent I'm meeting at 9 o'clock, he's coming later after you. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, perfect, that's great. So let me ask you something, Joshua, so I can understand your decision process. If you meet with a person tomorrow at 3, and he's awesome or she's awesome, and you feel comfortable and confident with that person, is there a chance that you'll just sign the paperwork for them, or are you going to hear everybody out? You hear what I just said? How many times did I go on a 7 o'clock appointment and I get a call from a realtor, hey Albert, no need to come over, but if you have a buyer, we're paying 3%. I secured the listing today. Congratulations to me, and bring me a buyer, right? I've gotten those calls. Not anymore. Because now I want to know what your decision process is like. You'll say something like, I might. Holy crap, if you say you might, I'm out of 7. You know what, Joshua? I appreciate that. Your decision making is just like mine. See what I just did? Now I'm going to agree with you. We're like a team. I get you. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and get out? 7 o'clock is sort of tight. I can make it happen, but I want to spend a little bit more quality time with you. Can we do 1 o'clock today or tomorrow? I'm getting myself out of 7, getting into 1, and when I show up at 1 o'clock, I'm going to give them the Garibaldi passion punch of success. I'm going to build a likability. I'm going to charm them. I'm going to be this award-winning connector, actor, and it's going to be hard to say no to me, and I'm going to go ahead and call those other 2 agents saying, sorry, you didn't get it. Now, if he says, no, Albert, I'm going to listen to everybody before I make a decision. Now, that's sort of a condition, and my experience is when they say they're going to hear it out, that's their decision, no matter what I do at 7 o'clock, they're going to wait for the 9 o'clock. Does that make sense? They just will, my experience. So what am I going to do? I'm either going to change my 7 till the following day at 10 o'clock in the morning, or come in later at 11 o'clock that night. I'm going to try my best to move myself to be the last one interviewed. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So can you imagine going on these appointments and without qualifying? You see what I'm doing? I'm feeling the whole situation out. I'm getting the lay of the land of these sellers and what they're looking for, what they're going to sell their home for, how motivated they are, what qualities they're looking for. And watch how I handle the objection. Watch this, Joshua. I'll blow you away. I'll say this. Besides, do you have any questions for me before I arrive? I'll say, what qualities and characteristics are you looking for in an agent you choose? And you're going to say something like this, Joshua. We want somebody who's tough, somebody who's a good negotiator, somebody who can get her home so fast. So I'm writing this down. Oh, so you want somebody who's tough. Yeah, perfect. Somebody's a great negotiator. Somebody gets home so fast. That's perfect. Awesome. Anything else? I'm going to use those qualities against them when I negotiate and handle those objections.
Yep.
Well, Albert, cut your commission. Wow, that's perfect, man. You're just like a lot of my customers. And the reason why they pay me 6% is because you're looking for somebody, you mentioned what you're looking for. Somebody strong. Somebody get your home so fast. Am I demonstrating how strong you are? Strong I am? Do the right thing and sign the paper at 6%.
Yep.
See, I just used what they're looking for to handle the objection. Is that awesome or what?
Yep, I love it.
They're like, oh, God. Shit, yeah, you're exactly what I'm looking for. Are you sure you don't want 7%? I'll pay 7. No, I'll just take 6. I'll just take 6 for now. So that is number 1. You need to make that call first. Now, when you show up, there's one thing that I wrote down here, qualities of a great leader. Number 1 quality of a great leader is you got to be an award-winning connector. Because the reality of it is, sellers are looking for somebody they trust. Not how many homes you sold, they're looking for the trust. Okay? NAR, National Social Realtors, did a survey, and they surveyed, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody they like and trust. So remember that. Now you need to step back and say, okay, how do I do that? Right? How do I earn that likability and trust? Well, I can tell you right now, when you walk up to that door, you have to turn. Here's what I really want to say. Besides being an award-winning connector, can I say what I really want to say? Yeah. I want to be an award-winning actor. The reality of it is, because so many people, everybody has a different personality type. There's the amiable, expressive, driver, and analytical. You need to figure out who these people are and become them. Now, I'm an expressive amiable. I'm between that. So when I show up, I'm going to come in, give them a great handshake, give them some good eye contact, charm them up, say something funny, connect with them, and then on the tour, I'm going to notice things that they're into, and I'm going to spend time on that. She loves to sew. I'm going to spend time on sewing. Let her express herself on sewing. This guy loves cars. I'm going to be in his garage talking about cars. So I'm really trying to figure out how to like people, get them to like me quickly so I can earn their trust. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up. I look the part. I'm dressed professional. Okay? I sit down, and what you need to do is think more questions and less statements. The high-end marketplace appreciates good questions, and they hate long-winded explanations. So you have to train yourself to be very sharp with short response and let them talk. Because these are smart people. They know what they want, and you need to figure out what their needs and wants and deliver it to them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if you're just showing up and going, hi, and ignoring anything and everything else, and you open up your presentation, go right into the presentation, you're missing the most important part. Is you're missing that connection, the likability factor, that rapport building process. And that's basically what separates me from the competition. It's just the bottom line.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy. It's one of those things where obviously it's obvious to me and I'm sure anybody watching this of why you're one of the top guys in the planet at what you do, because you are very intentional about every aspect. But it blows my mind about how many professionals aren't intentional. Like they never spend the time to really dissect this and have these presentations. And once you get intentional, man, it's like fishing with dynamite, because nobody takes that mastery to that level.
Yeah, what's interesting? That's why the Passion Punch to Success came about, Joshua. Can I just spend a little time here?
Yeah, of course.
I've been training. I've had the opportunity to train for 15 years at my company, and boy, has it been a blessing at Intero. They've really given me a gift. And I've been running with it, and it's something I've dreamed about since I've been a little boy. I can give them techniques and strategies. Joshua, I used to call on the phone live in front of 50 realtors, calling expired, sell by owners, just listed, just sold, past clients, and they're blown away on how I would get business and how I would connect with people on the phone, right? I would give them scripts. I would give them some ideas. And then most of them just wouldn't they just wouldn't be so effective at it. And let me tell you why. I am now convinced, because I look back on my career 9 months ago, and passion kept coming up. Hey, I'm just curious. Watch this. Hey, thank you so much. They signed a listing agreement with me. What was it about me? Because I'm always looking, to better myself, and I'm so grateful that you hired me and all the other agents. What was it? They always say, I can tell you got my back. I can tell you love what you're doing, and you're passionate. You see what I'm saying? That comes up every time. And so I said, okay, that's it. So I sat down during my reflecting time at 5 o'clock in the morning. I started writing down all these darn words. Boom, 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 boom. And like 65 words came up all the qualities I was getting from the passion, these words. So I took the 10 words and I said, these are the most 10 impactful words that I get from my passion. Then I narrowed it down to 5, and honest to God, it spells punch. So I am convinced today, I am so convinced today, because I'm living proof of it. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't know contracts very well. I don't know disclosures very well. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions, and I still don't have that figured out. Don't get me wrong, I know the basics, okay? But I am convinced today, my success is built on my burning desire to succeed. I got a fire in me that I cannot put out, and it pushes me every day. So my mission in life is to get realtors to discover and put their damn flame on, right? In their stomach. Then I want to hit them square in the face and call them out. Is this your love? Is this your passion? Because passion is so critical It trumps everything. Joshua, when I first started this business, I was the rookie in my company. I didn't even know what the heck I was talking about. But you know what? They loved me because I was super excited on what I was doing, and I let them know about it. So it was hard for them to say no. So the punch is this, and I believe these are the 5 things that most realtors need to work on, and if they don't have it, they must move on and go find their passion, because real estate is a great business, but it brings on a lot of people to explore. Hey, I'm going to explore this. There's nothing wrong with exploring. I found my passion through exploring. Graduated from high school, didn't go to college because I have learning disabilities, struggled, worked here, but it wasn't my passion. But because I kept moving and exploring, I found my passion. And now, because my passion has brought me so high and I'm living my dreams, it's ridiculous. So here's the 5 things. The punch is this. You have to have patience. Why? Because in real estate, if you do it right and you want to see your family and you want things to happen effortlessly, it's a relationship business. I got a call from somebody because I built a relationship just like this. Albert, I want to buy this house. It's on the market and it's for $2 million. How did that call happen? It's because I built a relationship with him. I gave him a lot of value. So it takes time. Patience is required because you need to cultivate relationship. This is a relationship business. You need patience to what? Manage the escrow. You need patience for sellers and buyers, because the bottom line is sellers and buyers, because it's so emotional to them, they only do 3 purchases in their life, their common sense goes out the window. So you got to be patient with them. Sometimes you got to be a therapist. You got to be a counselor. A lot of these people have divorces going on. You got to do a divorce. They're not talking to each other. How do you deal with both of them, the husband and seller, and keep yourself neutral, right? Patience, patience, patience. When you set up a farm or hold up a house, everything's about patience. For me, I got patience goozing out everywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I met some guy the other day, Albert. I'm moving not till next year. I didn't go, oh shit. I went, perfect! Because I know I'm going to be here a year from now. I'm not going anywhere. Now I'm going to prospect in this whole year, maybe 4 or 5 times, just to let them know I'm still here, and who do you know looks and buy or sell real estate. I'm actually going to be prospecting him. Is that cool or what? So patience is required in our industry. You is when you love what you do, you're unstoppable, Joshua. I am unstoppable. I went on a presentation, a husband and wife had no intent in hiring me. But when I was done with them, they're like, I am not going to say no to this guy. I'm not, honey. I'm not saying no. You're going to say no. I blew them away, man. I blew them away. How did I blow them away? I showed up. I told her how much I loved her curtains. You got to be nuts. I can't believe your Porsche. I've never seen a Porsche like that. Your tools are amazing. You see what I'm doing? I'm making these people feel good. Okay? So I am unstoppable because I have so much passion, and I let them know it too. When I sit down, Joshua, nice to meet you, pal. I just want to tell you right now, it is an honor for me to be here. I know you interviewed quite a few agents, and I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I got to tell you something right now. It's hard to keep me in my chair because I'm super passionate. See what I'm doing? I'm letting them know it's going to be very tough to say no to me, because I want them to feel if they say no, I'm going to cry. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard to say no to me. So I am unstoppable. And then where most real estate agents, this is what they do all the time. There's no excuse. Too many agents are giving excuses. When you're passionate, there's no excuse. You just do it. You see what I'm saying? I'm writing my book. There's no excuse. I'm going to get it done in 4 months. No excuse. Why? Because I love it. I can't wait to share my story with the realtors, because the realtors have inspired me. Is it going to be a lot of work? Yes. But because I'm passionate, I'm not going to give an excuse. It's not going to be hard work because I love it. So I can't wait to get my message out. And then C is the courage. It takes courage to prospect. Oh, I'm nervous. I don't want to pick up the phone. I think I'm going to bug them. Well, get courage. When you love what you do, you'll pick up the phone because you love it. Passion gives you courage. Joshua, I was on your stage. You know why? Because it's the courage that gave me it. It's amazing. I do crazy things in my life because I found my passion. Who in the world is going to put a phone on a table and have 40 eyeballs looking at you, and you're dialing expireds for sell by owners and past clients? and people are yelling at you, cussing you out while you're prospecting. Who does that? Me. I love to do it because I want to share with them. I tell everybody in the class before I make my first phone call, the best thing that can ever happen today in this session is somebody hangs up on me and cusses me out. Because I want you guys to see how I filter it and how I just shove it off my shoulder. Here's the thing. With my energy and enthusiasm, it's hard for people to do that, and that's the truth. But the most impact that I would have doing that is them getting mad and showing them, next, I'm on the phone, next. So courage, I have so much courage, that's why I'm here. I've got myself uncomfortable. And then the H is huge. So I was battling against the H, and I won this amazing award in my company. I'm so grateful. I feel like I just won it yesterday, and it was literally 7 years ago. I won the Ontario Value Award. I brought my son up on stage in front of 2,000 people. It's still on YouTube today. Albert Garibaldi, you can put Albert Garibaldi Value Award winner. You can see me on, my CEO of my company will not take it down. I'm crying like a baby. Okay, I don't even want to, I've never watched it, but I was battling at 5 o'clock in the morning on this H. Here's what I was battling. I'll tell you what the other word was that did not make it, which was hard work. Because it doesn't go with the punch, and it is hard work, but it isn't hard work, if that makes any sense. Passion allows you to do crazy things. You're working hard, you don't even know you're working hard. So I was stuck on that. And so there it was. I played my video when I won that award. Not me speaking. My CEO says, okay, tonight we're going to bring up our Value Award winner. Let me tell you a little bit about this guy. And I started listening. Because I remember what he said, but not exact. So I wanted to hear that first 3 minutes before he presented me. And here's what he said. I've known this guy for 12 years, which is true. This is very true. And I've never once seen him in a bad mood. So there it was. Happiness. That is why I'm unstoppable. I am super happy, and like I said on your stage, my face hurts. I'm so happy. So when I'm on a presentation, being that award-winning connector, actor, so I can get them to connect with me, give them a lot of love, give them a lot of charm, make them feel good, and then give them my passion, and then share with them how happy I am. It is super hard to say no to me. And I'm getting people to list with me in areas I never sold a home to in. And they're hiring me. Is that awesome or what? Yeah. So that's the passion punch to success. And watch this. I just did this the other day, Joshua. I just did this the other day. I knew it was tight. I knew it was tight. I knew I was going up against another realtor that it was the bomb, that did a lot of business. And here comes Joe Blow, but didn't sell any homes in this area. And I'm there, and I say this. I go, guys, before you sign this paperwork. Now I'm assuming they're going to sign the paperwork. They didn't say they're going to sign it. I'm already assuming that they're going to sign that paperwork, right? So before you sign that paperwork, can I tell you why people hire me? The husband and wife are like this. Okay, well, why is it? It's because I have the passion punch to success. They're like, and I shut up. They're like, we look at each other, what is that? Here's what I'll tell you, where most real estate agents don't have this in our business. I have it. Not only do I have it, I'm teaching it and training it. Passion punch to success means this. When you hire me, I'm going to have the patience that it's going to require, because you're going to have so many darn questions. I'm not going anywhere, and I'll make sure I have the patience required to answer all your questions. And then I'm unstoppable. Look, people can't say no to me. Do you know how easy it is to find a buyer to buy your home? It's ridiculous. And is no excuse. I'm not going to give you an excuse, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, why your home is not going to sell. I will sell it. And C is, I have the courage to do uncomfortable things where most real estate agents are in a rut. They're scared to get and do crazy things and get uncomfortable. Me, if you look up the word uncomfortable in the dictionary, my face is there. I do uncomfortable things to find the buyers to get your home sold. And H is I'm super happy, and you know how it is working with happy people. You attract a lot of people because we're happy. So do the right thing. I'm the right guy. Sign the paperwork. Blew them away. Yeah. How are you going to say no to that?
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And you come at it with that certainty, and people love that, right? And we're missing that so much in this world. Let me ask you this though, because a lot of people, and not just in real estate, just in life, man. So many people are unhappy and can't find that passion, even on their 10th job. And it may not be the job; they just may not be able to, have some internal stuff. I mean, do you have any? If somebody's really down and having that hard time to find what their passion is, and they can't even fathom even pretending to be happy at this point, what's a way to start? Maybe start that discovery process.
They got, it comes down to writing down what you want. I mean, write it down. What is it you're looking for? For me, getting in this business, first of all, Joshua, I would not have this success without the people I surround myself with. So I think the first thing you need to do is surround yourself with positive people that are encouraging and motivating. I have 4 people that hold me accountable that I look so much up to, and they look up to me. There's that respect. I don't want to let them down, and they don't want to let me down. Okay? So I think a lot of it has to start with who you surround yourself with. If you come home and your family members are negative, your cousin and uncle are laughing, you got your loyal side license? That stuff is difficult, man. You ain't going to make it. Or you go to your office and they're all walking around, man, this sucks. I only sold 1 house this year and it's November. Oh, God. So you got to, first of all, get away from negative people. That's number 1. Then you got to set up some type of accountability with someone and figure out what you want. A lot of it for me, I'm driven. So I have a burning desire. I'm scared to fail, and I'm grateful for my learning disability. So it sparks me every day. There's many things that spark me, but that's one of them. So I'm very grateful for that. But for me, I'm just focused. I really think, for me, so when I started this business, I always had an accountability partner. Actually, when I got in this business, I had a mentor. I didn't go on my own right away. I had a mentor for 1.5 years. So I had a security blanket, making calls, thought I was the man, but I was really good at setting up appointments because I had this person behind me come in with their experience and their knowledge. It was a perfect partnership, quite frankly. I would tee up the lead, which this person was difficult doing. He wasn't very good at cultivating the lead. I would cultivate the lead, but he was very good at presenting and track record to help us close it. Quite frankly, I gotta say, I've had this happen. Hey, Mr. Garibaldi, yes. Can I talk to you? I said, sure, come up. He comes up to me and says, listen, I don't know if I have the passion required. Does that mean I'm failing? Does that mean I'm going to fail at this? And I said, you know what? I said, listen, no. You just got to figure out what you want and how bad you want it. If this is not it, you got here in my class and you found real estate through exploring. So maybe you keep exploring and find your passion. You just got to keep moving through. That's what I told him. He just honestly didn't have the passion, the excitement. I'm super excited to help clients. I sold a house to them 9 years ago. Now they have twins coming. I got to sell them out of their little house. Now we'll buy their new house. And to be part of that journey is amazing. But I got to tell you, frankly, what I'm doing with you right now is my true passion.
Yeah.
Because, Joshua, born 1968, 1982 hit me. But when I was 11 years old, something else was born, and that was the Anthony Robbins organization, 1974. My dad played a beta tape in his TV set, and it was Anthony Robbins. I had no idea what Anthony was saying, but I really liked his, right? I'm like, what the heck is that guy doing? I'm like, wow. And so ever since I've been a little boy, Joshua, I wanted to be on stage, but it was more of a dream because my ridiculous learning disabilities, it hit me in a ton of bricks in 1982. Sitting back in class, the reason why I said in 1982 is because middle school, elementary school was fine. Now it's like, I really want to pay attention because I really want to get an education. I want to have a great family, marry a beautiful woman, right? Now I'm getting scared, like, holy shit, what did she just say? Oh God, this is a problem. right? But then I wanted to be this Anthony Robbins guy, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, you have to be super educated to get on stage to motivate, inspire, and say the right things. No, it's not really what's here. It's your tonality and body language is what, and speaking with passion that you can't wait to share, and you have to believe it. And I super believe it. You follow me? And that's why this whole journey for me speaking has been a dream for me, but I finally found the right people to give me the opportunity 8 years ago and gave it to me, and now I'm living my dream. So this gentleman needs to figure out what is his dream, what does he want to do, what is his heart telling him. If he's going into real estate because his friend is doing okay and that guy's crushing it and she's crushing it, I think I might want to just try this. You know what I mean? So he's got to check in with himself. Is this really what he wants? Because the reality of it is this, and I'm super excited for this. I'm excited that the fact is real estate is hard. Yeah. It has to be. If it wasn't, I would not be on this computer with you. I want it to be hard. Why? Because it filters out people. Most people won't work on their mindset because it's right between your head, right? A lot of this is a mindset game, right? And if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So it has to be hard. But along with that, to sustain it, you better have a burning desire and passion, or you won't sustain it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so hopefully that answers your question in a roundabout way. But I am super living proof, Joshua, of a kid sitting in the back of the class in 1982 that wanted to be somebody, but I have learning disabilities. I didn't let it stop me. I still followed my dreams, really wanted, hey, I wanted it so bad in 1982. My mom and dad were married for 32 years, and he passed away at 53, 18 years ago. I'm today been married to my wife for 22 years. So back then, I tell you how bad I wanted it. I wanted to get married and provide for a family and marry a beautiful woman, has a big heart. I found that, but I didn't think I can get it without this stupid education. But what made me get it was my passion. God, I get chills just talking about it. Honest to God, pal, I'm like, I have to pinch myself. I got this publisher that wants me to help me. She's gonna help me write this book, Passion Punch to Success. I got people following me on Facebook or telling me, I can't wait to get your book. I can't wait to get your book. What? 1982? What? My book? Me? Albert Garibaldi? It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
No, I love it. It's not the cards you're dealt, man. It's how you play.
No, so it's not. It's not the cards you dealt. It's not. So I hope your listeners take this. Don't get caught up. There's a lot of great coaching companies, a lot of great training. All that is wonderful. The accountability is huge. But really, is this your love? Is this your passion? Because that'll make your techniques and strategies even become more laser sharp. You follow me? I mean, I have some strategies and techniques, but they're very sharp.
Yep.
Because what I put behind it.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Entrepreneurship, it really is. I heard somebody say, I can't remember who recently, but they said it's all about the smiles and cries. I always tell people I don't need drugs because I'm an entrepreneur, and you get a lot of ups and downs, that exist. There's going to be some amazing times where you're on, cloud nine, and there's times where you become humbled and, I made it, lost it all, and had to remake it. And there's, so I agree. I mean, you've got to absolutely love.
You have to.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just not going to make it through those tough times.
And you're not afraid to fail. I mean, believe me, pal. Oh, you'd be scratching your head like, holy crap, did he just do that, Albert? Oh my God, what a mess that is. So I have failed, but I popped up. I failed. I popped up. I'm constantly popping up. I'm like, okay, I'll figure this out. Okay. Some people just are scared to fail and then they don't do anything.
Yep, I love it. So, those of you watching and listening, like I said, we're going to have links below that will be to the recent speaking event that we just did with Albert, plus his website, and all of that. And so go check that out. I think you know if you've enjoyed this podcast, you'll really enjoy him live on stage. It's it brings a unique energy and passion, and will strike some emotional chords more so than probably most that you've ever seen speak in the real estate space, right? So I highly recommend that you guys check that out. And man, Albert, as always, dude, massive honor. We'll have to in 4 months when that book is released and launched, we'll have to do another appearance, dude, and make sure to send that link out. And but really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to be here, dude.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. It means a lot to me, and I really appreciate and very grateful for the opportunity. So thank you.
100%. And you guys that are watching, listen, I end every podcast with this, you guys, but information without implementation is just the start of delusion. Information's not power. It's taking that information, applying it to your world that creates that power. You just heard an hour of knowledge being dropped from one of the best guys on planet Earth at what he does. Take something that Albert shared with you, take it to heart, go out there and implement so you can create the life that you know you want and deserve. And thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.